I don't want to. Did that even work? Doesn't look like it. Hey, what's going on, Zoe? We're trying something new. I'm trying this new YouNow app to change all my lighting. I don't know. It gives me access to my iTunes, which I haven't set up with a lot of music yet. I'm going to try to bring some music in and see what goes with this. I want my iTunes. How you doing today, Zoe? Make sure my iTunes is even on. You doing alright? You still in here? I'm not sure why people come in to say hi and leave. That's not nice. I mean, you could stay a minute, right? I don't know if I like this not telling me how many viewers I have. Get my actual... See if I can be signed in here too. Turn the volume down. Yeah, I don't like not knowing stuff. See how this works. This is YouNow. Peeling a bodega. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Zoe. So, like, you know, if you could just hang out for some of the show. I'm going to get into some stuff today. Right now, I just had the conversation with my family. I'm basically not paying my bills. I have a small trust fund, and so I'm basically paying all my rent with my trust fund. And my trust fund obviously has some money if I'm able to pay rent, and my rent's like close to $1,000 a month. But it's not going to pay my rent for the rest of my life. So, you know, consequently, my parents have a genuine concern. Can't pay $1,000 a month forever out of this thing. But I'm doing this show, and so now I'm trying to get the show to take off, and I'm being told that it could take up to a year to even get anything near any interest in partnering. So it's going to come down to whether my fans want this bad enough is what's going on. And of course my fans will say, well, it's going to come to whether I deliver enough content. No pressure, right? So either I have a place of my own and I have peace, and I can, you know, I have 6 keyboards and I have them set up the way I want because it's my apartment by myself. I can play music anytime I want. I can jam my stereo up. I take up the entire living room with my equipment, with my halogen light, the new speakers I bought for everybody. What's going on, Captain Kirk? Oh, thank you for inviting your fans. You know, so I'm setting this up for you. Not just you specifically, but all my fans. You know, I went out and got me these neat kind of light speakers and stuff. I didn't go spend a lot of money, but I spent something, you know, because I wanted to try and spark my show up a little bit. I wanted to have some lighting, so I got that. I needed to get a tripod. I got some speakers with some color lights. I don't know if I can show you because it's not set up that way anymore. I have to unplug everything, but these speakers actually have water in them and will jam my music with lights going through the water. It's pretty cool, I think. But I mean, it's not what my show's about, it's special effects, but you know, I appreciate my fans. I'm trying to show some appreciation. The other thing, you still in here, Captain Kirk? How you doing? I got this fan for my fans. Hey, quick question. I went into the program and told it to put this in backwards because when I had it in forwards, all my fans were saying that it looked backwards on camera. Not too bad, Captain Kirk. So, Captain Kirk, tell me, is this lettering backwards or forwards? Because when I had it forwards, everyone said it's backwards. So I went and told it to type it in backwards. So now it looks backwards to me. Does it look forwards to you? Can you read it? It's still backwards. Okay, well, then either I have to put it back in forwards again, and that'll fix it, or it won't. For now, obviously I'm not going to be doing that. So, what I showed on my name, oh yeah, yes. So could you read that? Hold on. See if you can read it. But I'll fix it. Let me know if y'all can read that backwards. For those who are dyslexic, enjoy. Okay. So I'll just have to tell to reverse it the way I had it. I don't know why everybody was telling me it was backwards the first time then. Because there's no way it could be backwards both times, I don't think. Because it looks backwards to me. But the only reason why I told the program to turn it backwards was because when I had it forwards, people were telling me it was backwards. So, you know. Auto flips. Well, I mean, if the camera's auto flipping it, then if I go back and tell the fan, because what I did is I went to a webpage that reverses your words. I typed in spiritual and I hit reverse, and it typed out spiritual backwards. Then I put that in to tell the computer into the fan to tell it what to print. But originally I had it printed forward, so not sure what the issue was. Gotta go. Yeah, Captain Kirk, yeah, please stop by anytime, and if you get a chance tonight, come back in. So here's what we're going to get to, or I'm going to try to. One, it's going to be impossible for me not to discuss the situation I have with this apartment. The other camera flipped the image. Well, I'll have to find that out. Because I don't know if I can save these programs so I can just do both of them. I have it so it's set to do one. So I could turn it around, but I don't want to waste the whole show trying to mess with this. Alright, so here's what's going on tonight. Yeah. Well, the whole point of it, okay, is I want to do this show. That's what it boils down to. I want to do the show. I want to entertain my fans. I want 10, 20, 30, 100, whatever. I want people in my room. And I'm going to have to keep cranking it up a level. And to do that, it's going to cost me money and technology. I'm going to have internet on my phone so I can interview people and interview musicians and bring people live onto my show and do live shows for you. I can't do it all from my house, and I definitely can't do it. What's up, Kat? So yeah, I definitely can't do this show if I lose this apartment. I have to do some small apartment with some roommate that hates my guts. It's not going to work. So we're going to have to get this thing cranking as soon. You know, and I'm not sure how that's going to happen. But tonight, I am going to basically probably go in and out of that. Hopefully not too much. I put this up on the front of, well, is my camera going to read it? Probably not. But basically, this is from the Jehovah's Witness. Would you like to know the truth? I thought it was pretty hilarious that, you know, that they put out these religious pamphlets. So I figure if the Jehovah's Witnesses are going to keep handing me these religious pamphlets, then we'll do a show where part of the show is we're just going to go over these religious pamphlets and see if they have the truth. Right? That's a pretty strong word to say, the truth. Now, of course, truth, everyone thinks is opinion, which doesn't take into account how we get knowledge. So, if all truth is subjective and it's all opinion, then why use the word truth at all? That's my question. Here I also have something that I just found when I was looking for my papers on my Spiritual Anarchist site, which is my conversation with the IRS. You probably can't see it. But I actually called the IRS, and I thought that would be fun to do tonight, to go over the transcript of when I was asking the IRS what law requires me to pay income tax. Yeah, I'm going to get thrown off YouNow tomorrow, right? I'm I'm #1 in Spiritual Anarchist channel. Oh, and I put 2 A's in it. Very funny. Okay, nothing I can do about that now. People are going to keep asking me what an AA anarchist is. It's like a AAA, and you can just call an anarchist if your car gets stuck out in the middle of nowhere or something, you know? Like, yeah, I don't want AAA, I want AAA anarchist. But yeah, this is, I actually called the IRS and did an interview, and they didn't know I was interviewing them. Hey, thank you, Zoe, 400 likes. Yeah, you know, I don't know how it's going to be. At some point, I might have to start figuring out ways to reach goals and all that, like the other broadcasters do. But the problem is the other broadcasters that are reaching goals, they're already partnered. So they're. I'm not saying that their job is stable, but it's a lot more stable than mine. I can get off any time. At any point, I'm not partnered. I don't have any money coming in from this. If the show doesn't take off, I don't have any motivation to keep doing it. And yeah, I do have motivation with my fans, but I didn't really start this as a hobby to just sit here and talk and, you know, let some of the girls, not to pick on them, but the ones that get on here and put on makeup, that's not what I'm about. So we'll see what happens with that. But I have to fight to use my money for what I want to use it for. It's my money in a trust, but because it's going to run out at some point, my parents are in trust, and so they get to decide how I spend this money, because it will run out, and they don't want me to just hope that it works. So they are talking about me getting a smaller apartment with a roommate, and then somehow I'm supposed to find a job that pays $30,000 or $40,000 a year. They love Jay. What's going on, man? I do have a YouTube channel, and I haven't put any videos up on it yet because not sure. I've just learned this. I'm learning YouNow before even trying to learn YouTube. So, and the thing is, right when I was trying to get the courage up to say, yeah, let's figure out how to do a YouTube channel, Jacqueline Glenn sent me this link to YouNow and was telling me how, what's going on, Rave? Jacqueline Glenn was telling me how YouTube was demonetizing everybody, and basically let me know that all the people who were succeeding and making money and paying their bills can't do it anymore. So that made me want to just focus on YouNow, and even though the YouTube channel's up, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Rave invited all their fans. Thank you, Rave. I really need it, because we're talking about how I'm going to keep this show going. Yeah, I can make money other ways. I love you too. I can make money working at the call center or trying to what's up? What's going on, Poolbox? I can go back to, you know, working at the call center for $9 an hour. Try and pay $400 rent at, you know, with a roommate. But I'm not doing this show if I'm getting paid that low and I'm paying all the money in rent, and I have to live with a roommate who's going to tell me what I can have in my house and what I can't. Thank you for the 50 likes, Zoe. Man, you don't know how much I appreciate any of the likes I get, because they're not just likes to me anymore. Because what I'm talking about here is I want to dedicate myself to you, to my fans, and not worry about, you know, as my father was saying to me earlier tonight. What's up going, Manda the Panda? Or do you just want to be called Manda Panda? And so they're basically saying, you know, I can't dedicate my life to this because there's no money in it, and I got to go do something else. So, no, I don't want to do something else. I don't want to. I've done it all. I've been in retail. I've been in the customer care industry. I've been in the healthcare industry. I've made no money on any of it, and it's not about money. I just want to pay the bills. That's what I want to do. If I make any more money than I use to pay the bills, I'm telling you, my fans, right now, the same thing I said when I was working on my book, which I'm gonna also be having a book that I'm gonna have published out. Anything I make beyond paying my bills, paying my rent, and being able to pay my food is going to go towards helping people. You know, maybe I'll buy a small, cheap house if I had that kind of money. But I'm not going to, you know, let's say between writing my book and doing YouTube videos and doing this, and if I got everything going the way I want to get it going, let's say ridiculously, which, you know, there's no way in hell I'd do it, but I don't want to say there's no way I'd do it because maybe I would. But what if I made $1 million a year? I don't need but 30,000 of that at the, maybe 50,000 at the most to live on. So the rest of that would all go towards different foundations and projects to try and help people, because I wouldn't need any of the rest of it. I want to open up my own music studio and spread the healing power of music and help musicians record. They can't afford to record, so that's one plan. I got a couple plans I want to do, and I think YouNow is kind of part of how I might be able to do this. What's going on, Casa? So we're gonna do it. That's what I'm going to look at this, is me and you and all my fans. We're going to do this. We're going to try and get this channel going, and I'm not going to be 100% dependent on the channel. The channel needs to just become, thank you, Zoe, for inviting your fans. This channel is going to become like a conduit, like a way of bringing in people and letting them know what I'm trying to do. I'm going to show you all my new website tonight, so you can see, that I'm trying to set this up, and I'll show you the website of this guy named, I think his name is Trevor. He took my, I don't want to say he took my domain, because I don't know how he got my domain. That's a story that I'm going to tell you tonight. Back in the 80s, when the internet first started, I know I'm kind of showing my age, but that's when I created Spiritual Anarchist, and there was no Spiritual Anarchist on the internet before me. And what happened was, I was with a company called, well, I'm not going to name the company right now, because this may become a legal battle, or the company may not even be in business anymore. But what happened is they don't own your domain. You buy the domain. I bought the domain from Network Solutions, but back in the day when the internet first started, we weren't really savvy on, that when you had a website, you had to be hosted by somebody, and they had to put themselves on as the technical person, which gave them a lot of power over your website. And somehow, when I couldn't afford to pay the money to host my website, which has nothing to do with my domain, it doesn't mean they own my domain. But when they didn't get the money for hosting, instead of shutting the website down, they kept it up for months without me paying it, so they could say I owed them that money. And then when I didn't pay it, they decided that gives them the right to sell spiritualanarchist.com. So now I got somebody else who owns spiritualanarchist.com, and it hasn't really bothered me till now that I'm actually trying to do something with my name, which I am the one who came up with this. I had it on tripod, and then I bought the domain spiritualanarchist.com and put it up. And I put up all the ideas and this spiritual atheism and philosophical anarchism. I created this whole thing all the way back when the internet first started. What's going up, Leja? So I'm going to show you that website, and it actually has his phone number on his Facebook page, and at some time in the future, I might be contacting a law firm about it to see what the next step is. And I've even thought about calling this guy and putting him live on the air and ask him, what do you think he's doing? What he thinks he is doing. He didn't just take the name Spiritual Anarchist. He didn't just take the domain spiritualanarchist.com and just say, okay, here's spiritualanarchist.com. I bought it. I paid for it. I own it. Legitimately, legally, he bought and paid for it, like he bought someone's house. But he's actually using the name of Spiritual Anarchist. He's calling himself Spiritual Anarchist. He's making posts on blogs and puts his name as Spiritual Anarchist. He has a Facebook page where he has Facebook/Spiritual Anarchist. He's pretty much taken over my identity. And I've had an issue before with someone taking my identity as Brian. So that's on Brian. That's on my birth certificate. I could fight that, but this is going to be a little bit more complicated, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing with it. But I will show you the new website, and we'll decide together what I'm going to do. Obviously I'm going to have legal counsel, but I'm going to kind of go with my fans too on get your viewpoint on what you think I should do with this. So let me bring up the new website. Let's see. I'm just new to using this, so let's see if I can share my, let's see. Alright, do y'all just see a black screen right now? What's going on, Ernesto? If y'all just see a black screen, then I'm just going to tell it to share my whole screen, because I don't see my webpage right now. Just a black screen? Okay. I don't know how to use this yet, and apparently it doesn't like the browser I'm using. Let's try share entire screen. Okay, so now you can see my whole screen. Okay, so let me get my... Whoops, one moment. Okay, I thought that I was going to be able to view my chat at the same time, but I don't know if this YouNow is going to let me use my laptop and my... I don't know whether to hit yes or no. I'm afraid if I hit no, it'll drop the broadcast. Oops. Alright, so which camera is it going to show you? That's going to be the problem. What do you see right now? And this battery's going to die. Well, I guess that decides not to use this stupid thing. That's another reason why I'm using a laptop. This battery drops dead. Alright, I don't know how this is working running through two cameras. Wave my hand in front of the... what's it doing? Okay. The ceiling? Okay, so it's trying to do my iPhone is what it's trying to do. So I can't use it to monitor my... Get out.